did get a mystery movie in, and I saw It's a Wonderful Knife, and I guess I could start with that. And this is also a Shudder slash Blumhouse production, and for some reason, it's probably going to get a really thin release, or maybe not. I don't know. That's kind of interesting because I think this is definitely slated to come out in Shudder. When I before the movie started, that's the first thing that came up on the screen was Blumhouse, then Shudder. And this, I didn't know what I was going to see, but they put a clue out with a knife in it, saying something about carving. So a lot of people were thinking it was Thanksgiving, which we were going to see, which is the new Eli Roth film. But and they also proposed that it could be this one, and it ended up being this one. And this story is kind of interesting. So Winnie's life is less than wonderful 1 year after saving her town from a psychotic killer on Christmas Eve. When she wishes she was never born, she finds herself magically transported to a nightmarish parallel universe. With the murderous maniac now back, she must team up with the misfit to identify the culprit and get back to her own identity. And this is definitely a horror film. I think there were some cool ideas in this thing, and it's kind of funny at times. I do want to highlight Justin Long. He's one of my favorite character actors. Like, he's great at playing these like salacious, just kind of no good, rotten kind of characters, man. And it's kind of interesting in this because he's this over the top developer, and he has like he's rocking like the Donald Trump style spray tan. Because like when I first seen him, I was like, yo, is he in like blackface? Like, what's going on here? He just looks so ridiculous. And it's funny, man. The characters are making fun of that. But for the most part, it's not a bad watch. I mean, it is right to the T, like 90 minutes, and this is hour and 27 minutes. The story is simple in itself. I just wish it was done with a little bit more like oomph and creativity. You know what I'm saying? Like, our main actor, she's good enough, Jane Whitop, and she has a friend in this film too, played by Jessica McLeod, and they're interesting to watch. But I just think it needed just a little bit more oomph. Like, it's a film that's definitely coming to Shudder, and I think it's fine for Shudder. I don't think this is one you gotta necessarily go out of your way to see it in the theaters, unless you want to. You know what I'm saying? But I watched it. I was entertained, but also by the time when it ended, it was just like, it's not really a lot that's sticking with me, other than really Justin Long's performance as Henry Waters. The crazy developer. We also get Joel McHale in here too, man. He plays this another character in this. I think he's one of the parents of he's Jessica's dad in this film. We also get Gail Prescott, who's her mom, played by Catherine Isabel. But that's about it. There's not really a lot of big star power in here, so I think that's probably what kept his budget down. But it's okay,
I did see the trailer when I went and saw Where Evil Lurks, and I'm still kind of interested in seeing it because I like a cheesy horror film. I think it's an interesting concept. They kind of make it somewhat like It's a Wonderful Life, kind of a bit of a mashup. I didn't notice that Justin Long was in the film though. That kind of makes me kind of intrigued on seeing it, but. Yeah, he's been doing better as an actor, I think. He hadn't really been like any real big roles, but like him in Barbarian last year, he's one of my favorite, he's kind of a comic relief in that for a bit. And, he was in, what was the Kevin Smith movie, Tusk.
Yeah, this is interesting, man. So also I'm looking at the director. This is directed by Tyler McIntyre, and it looks like he's worked or he's connected to it's always weird how they display this stuff on Google, but he's directed to a film called Tragedy Girls, also a film called Good Boy, Patchwork from 2015, VHS 99, and there's another film on here, Oliver Stoned, Dating a Sociopath. So none of these are really big. VHS series is probably the biggest thing that I can say that, that's because VHS, they're hit or miss, but they also kind of have a cult following these days, and they keep making them. I think they got a new one out now.
Yeah, 85, I think, and I didn't. It's only one of those segments that I actually liked on that one, but I didn't. The rest of it just.
Yeah, so his highest rated film is showing is this film called Tragedy Girls, and he was the director and writer on that.
I did like Tragedy Girls. Well, that might be about 10 years old, isn't it?
2017.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything else, yeah, he did directed Patchwork, also directed VHS 99, or part of it, and It's a Wonderful Knife. So everything else he's got is film editing and producer credits. So all the other films in its filmography